In this legal series, I would like to talk about evolution of the corporate governance. It is necessary because it's connected with a legal framework that is very significant. Corporate governance is not an easy one. Whether the corporate is needed or not, the answer is yes. Corporate is yes. Indian economy and economics improvements and also more current matters started during the time of the colonial period. That started where? The Companies Act. So according to the employers of the British government, the Companies Act were formed. The provisions were fixed to rule it, to give the policy to the corporates and corporate governance and also and the more rules and regulation and everything. The policies were initially framed just for fairness and fair ruling, fair governance and transparency in the governance, including accounting and also accountability and more responsibilities also. Because the corporates are connected with socio reforms. If you take the IT firms now, more IT firms are also evolving and also coming up more everywhere because it has become the necessity. It started in 800 years, 18 years. That is also 1800 years it started. During the rule of the Britisher in India, the Companies Act were enacted and more provisions were favoring them. Later on, how it got evolved? Legal framework evolved very carefully. But after the independence, in 1932, more amendments were made. 1952, more amendments were made. After the amendments, more committees were formed to study and to do the research, to submit how the really legal framework can be fixed. Later on, the CB helped more. Under the CB regulation, the corporate governance that is also really became a more it is also developed, more developed. Corporate governance that is also really becomes necessary. Most people and top management people, they are required to govern the governance of the also really in the corporates. It is connected legal frameworks. Now to deal with the cases, despite a more high courts and supreme courts are there, the tribunals and law boards are there to solve the dispute and everything. Currently, the Commercial Court Act also has come to the very down level to settle these matters between the corporates. That we have to know it well. At the same time, the corporate unfairness also happened. Biggest example in the Satyam computers in 2007, in which the falsified accounts. Later on, the corporate head, that means in the Satyam get Mr. Raju, admitted that is true. That's a 7,000 crore rupees. It's also really falsified accounts. So once he felt he couldn't travel on the limp of the also the falsified tiger or paper tiger, he admitted. And later on, it has been taken over on action by the government by Mahindra and Mahindra. But now it has become the Mahindra computers, whatever may be. Evolution of the corporate governance has given much significance in the social reforms that we have to know. More people now are tending to become the corporate people by studying the also that connected to this also education, MBA like that. And they want to enter into the corporate services, which are necessary. The legal framework will be evolved further on the development of the corporate governance in India. Thank you.